Before London existed, there was just a river, a wide, wild Thames cutting through ancient forest. The Trinovantes people lived along these banks for thousands of years before anyone called it London. One shallow crossing point where the river could be forded, where paths from everywhere converged, the most important spot in Britain. These were not primitive people, farmers, metal workers, traders, masters of southern Britain. They had never seen Rome. 43 BC, southern Britain, 20,000 people in scattered kingdoms, none of them expecting what was coming. Somewhere across that water, 40,000 Roman soldiers were preparing to cross. Everything was about to change. 43 AD, Emperor Claudius, 4 Roman legions, the most powerful military force Britain had ever seen. They crossed Britain, they reached the Thames, they found the ford, they built a bridge. The first bridge over the Thames, 50 AD, the reason London exists at all. Everything grows from this crossing. Londinium grew with Roman speed, from bridge to city in under a decade, 30,000 people by 60 AD. At its peak, the most important trading city north of the Alps, a little piece of Rome in Britain. 60 AD, Queen Boudicca, the Iceni Revolt. She burned London to the ground, every building, every person. That fire still exists, a bright red ash layer found under every modern London excavation, still there. 200 AD, the London Wall, 3 meters thick, 6 meters tall, built to last forever. Parts of it still stand today. Peak Roman London, 200 AD, 60,000 people, the largest, richest city in Roman Britain. 410 AD, the last Romans left. They did not say goodbye, they simply marched away and did not come back. For nearly 2 centuries, London was a ghost city, the greatest trading port in Britain, silent and returning to forest. The Anglo-Saxons arrived. They built a new town just west of the Roman walls. They called it Londonwick. 842 AD, Viking longships on the Thames. London had survived plague, fire, and abandonment. Now this. 886 AD, Alfred the Great retakes London from the Vikings. He moves the city back inside the old Roman walls. Alfred redraws the streets. The plan he laid out in 886 AD, those same streets exist today. Cheapside, Aldgate, Bishopsgate. The walls and bridge held. London beat back the Vikings. The Roman walls Alfred inherited became London's salvation. London moves back inside the Roman walls. The 2-century ghost city comes back to life. By 1000 AD, London was England's undisputed capital. 25,000 people, the busiest market in the kingdom. October 14th, 1066, the Battle of Hastings. Harold falls, England falls, London is next. William enters London, the city surrenders without a fight. England has new rulers, London will never be the same. 1078, William begins the Tower of London, not just a fortress, a message written in stone. The White Tower, the most powerful building Britain had ever seen, still standing 950 years later. Medieval London, crowded, noisy, magnificent. 50,000 people in 1 square mile, the richest city in England. 1209, the stone London Bridge. It took 33 years to build. It would stand for 600 years. People immediately built houses on it. 200 buildings on a bridge, a street over the river, the most extraordinary urban structure in the world. Westminster Abbey, Henry III's great Gothic masterpiece, the coronation church of every English monarch since 1066. 1348, a ship from Calais, rats on the mooring ropes, the Black Death had arrived. London would never be the same. 50,000 dead, half of London in 18 months, bodies faster than burial, the city on its knees. 1381, the Peasants' Revolt. 100,000 people march on London. They open the Tower. They execute the Archbishop of Canterbury. Medieval London at its peak. 80,000 people, 109 churches, the undisputed capital of England. Henry VIII, he dissolved the monasteries, he seized their land, he gave London to the rich. 800 years of monastic London ended in a decade. Their lands became estates, their stones became other buildings. Tudor London explodes. 50,000 to 200,000 in a single century, the city bursting its walls. 1599, the Globe Theatre, Shakespeare's stage, London as the cultural capital of the world. Elizabethan London, 200,000 people, the most creative city on earth. Shakespeare knew it. 1588, the Spanish Armada. England outnumbered. London's dockyard ships turned the tide of history. The Tower of London, begun as a palace and fortress, now a prison, now an execution ground. Power always demands its price. Tudor London, 200,000 people, a skyline of 109 church spires, the most powerful city in Britain. And fire was coming. 1665, the Great Plague. It begins with a single red cross painted on a door, then another, then 1,000. 100,000 dead, a quarter of London's population, in 18 months. Plague doctors walked empty streets alone. The rich fled to the country, the poor stayed behind. No choice, no transport, no escape from what was coming. 2 a.m., September 2nd, 1666. Pudding Lane, a bakery, an oven door left open. Embers on a flour-dusted floor. 4 days, an east wind, 13,000 houses, 87 churches, St. Paul's Cathedral, all of it gone. St. Paul's Cathedral burns. The lead roof melts and runs in rivers down Ludgate Hill. London watches in silence. 33 years old, Christopher Wren walks through the ruins. He sees not what was destroyed, but what could be built. 35 years, 52 churches, one great cathedral. Christopher Wren builds London from its own ashes. The Georgians build elegance. Mayfair, Bloomsbury, Belgravia, white terraced houses around green squares. London reinventing itself as beautiful. The Georgian docks, ships from 50 nations, every commodity on earth passing through London's hands. London's coffee houses, Lloyd's Insurance born here, the Stock Exchange born here, the modern world invented over coffee. For every elegant Mayfair square, a gin lane in St. Giles, the other London, always present, always ignored. 1800, London, 1 million people, the first city in human history to reach 1 million. By 1800, the Industrial Revolution is changing London's character. Factories on the South Bank, smoke beginning to darken the sky. John Nash cuts Regent Street through the existing city. London learns to demolish itself to build something grander. 1820, London, 1.1 million people, the largest city in the world. Nothing will ever be the same again. 1837, Victoria is crowned. 18 years old, 63 years ahead of her, the Victorian age begins. London will be transformed beyond recognition. 1836, London Bridge Station, the world's first urban railway. The passengers had never moved this fast in their lives. Whitechapel, 1850, the most crowded place on earth. 8 to a room, open sewers, life expectancy, 29 years. 1851, the Great Exhibition, Crystal Palace in Hyde Park, 6 million visitors. London tells the world, we are everything. They dug up the streets to build beneath them, the world's first underground railway built under a working city without stopping it. January 10th, 1663, the world's first underground railway opens. 30,000 people ride on day one. London has gone underground. The Great Stink of 1858, the Thames so polluted that Parliament adjourns. London's greatest infrastructure project begins. Bazalgette builds 1,800 miles of sewers, a cathedral network under London. He saves more lives than any doctor in British history. Tower Bridge, 1886 to 1994. 8 years, 11,000 tons of steel. The most beautiful bridge ever built. London knows it. 1900, Victorian London at its peak. 6.5 million people, the largest city in the history of the world. 1914, the queue forms. 400,000 London men enlist. Most of them have never left the city before. 1915, the first Zeppelin raids. Londoners experience bombing for the first time. It will not be the last time. September 7th, 1940, 57 consecutive nights of bombing begin. The London Blitz, the worst thing London has ever faced. The dome of St. Paul's, untouched in the fire. The photograph that told the world, London will not break. 170,000 Londoners sleep underground every night. They sing, they share food, they refuse to be broken. 30,000 Londoners killed, 1 million homes destroyed, the intimate violence of it, personal lives open to the sky. May 8th, 1945, VE Day. Trafalgar Square cannot hold the people. London erupts after 6 years of war. Still standing, still standing. The damage mapped from above. 1 million homes. London wounded but standing. Now it has to rebuild. June 22nd, 1948. The Empire Windrush. 492 Caribbean passengers. London's new chapter walks ashore. December 1952. The Great Smog. 5 days, 12,000 dead. You could not see your hand in front of your face. 1960s London. The most fashionable city on earth. Carnaby Street, the King's Road. The world wants to dress like London. The Docklands, dead since the 1970s. Reborn as Canary Wharf, the most dramatic transformation in Europe. 1997, Diana's funeral. 1 million people lined the mall. 2 billion watch on television. London grieving as one. 2012, London Olympics. A derelict East London wasteland becomes the stage for the greatest show on earth. 2012, the Shard completed. 1,016 feet, Europe's tallest building. 2,000 years of history beneath its glass. The Elizabeth Line, 13 years of construction, the most complex engineering project in European history. Complete 2022. 300 languages, 270 nationalities, 9 million people, the most diverse city in human history. One skyline, 2,000 years. No other city on earth contains this much time. The river is unchanged, the same width, the same curves, the same Thames that greeted the first Roman soldier. London, 43 AD to 2024. Burned, bombed, abandoned, reborn. 2,000 years, still building.